Hi, folks. I'm very happy that you have an opportunity to join us today, to join our Hygge webinar. I'm really happy. Thank you for joining. Let us wait maybe another minute to give an opportunity to others to join us. And let me share my screen. I hope that everything is okay and you can see it. Well, thank you once again for coming to this event. You know that it is a great surprise that there were such a large number of registrations for this event because it's 28th of December. I have been thinking that anyone would be on vacation right now. That's why I have chosen this date. Sorry, just kidding. Of course, I'm very happy to see all of you here. And I think that this date, maybe 28th of December, several days after Catholic Christmas, several days before New Year, is the best date to speak about Hygge. Maybe because it's Christmas time, and as it is said in a very well-known song, is the most wonderful time of a year. And I wish you all have this most wonderful time of a year and magic happen in your lives. So I think that we may start and get a little bit closer to this Hygge atmosphere to speak about Hygge as a lifestyle. So my name is Olga. I am community manager. I have been working at UPAM for 2 years, plus some months. And before I came to the company, I worked as a director of different events, as a conference here. So I have been devoting all my professional career to creating events, to creating some, holidays, happiness in lives of different people. And someday, I just have realized that I also need these happy moments in my life on an everyday basis. Not only in the situation when you are standing in the very beautiful concert dress on these uncomfortable high heels, and the audience applauding to you. No, just simple steps to happy living. And fortunately, I was very lucky and I came across this very nice book, Little Book of Hygge, written by Wiking. And this book has changed my life. So I have taken from this book different ideas that I really enjoyed and tried to bring them to my life. And today, I'm going to speak to you about all these simple steps to bring some happiness also to your homes and houses. But first, I would like you to ask, to share your ideas. What do you think Hygge is? Please put your ideas in the chat and I will try to monitor your ideas. Thank you for your comments. In Q&A or in chat, you can put your ideas. What do you think Hygge is? Maybe you have already learned this concept and this philosophy. Maybe you have some associations or any ideas. So all of your thoughts, please, I'll be very happy if you have an opportunity to put them to the chat. And I will share your thoughts to the audience. So let us see, what do you think Hygge is? And while you are putting your ideas, I will go a little bit further and tell you more about this philosophy, so-called. Why do we need to trust this Hygge concept? Why? It may be the question, yep. Because, it's Danish philosophy. This Hygge came from Denmark to us, and Denmark, according to different multiple researchers' surveys, is always in the top list of the world's happiest countries. And if we ask Danes why do they feel happy, they will say that it's due to Hygge. So Hygge equals happiness for Denmark people. That's why maybe we can believe them, because, statistics say it's all. And that's why we may trust this idea, okay? And another point I would like to mention here is why do you need to trust me? Yep, because, okay, community manager from Japan, so what's going on, you may ask. My idea is simple here, because, my first steps in Hygge were somehow artificial. So I made myself do some simple steps, and then they become natural. They become, easily improvised and done. And I also hold a special marathon in my social media. It happened when lockdown came, and we were locked in our houses, and we need to stay safe at our homes, locked. And I run this special marathon for people, for my subscribers who were interested in Hygge, how to cook some Hygge dishes, how to, decorate houses in Hygge style. So I have this very interesting experience. That's why you can trust me in this question. So I see that there are some ideas in the chat. I would like to share it with you. Hygge is white color, natural textures, quietness. Very nice idea. Moomy Troll. Thank you, Vasily. Very, very nice idea of Hygge. Hygge is enjoying simple life, creating comfort without exaggeration. Yep, I think it's also very, very matching ideas. I'll also check the chat. So your ideas are in Q&A session. Thank you. If you have anything to add, please do not hesitate. Put it in the chat. We will be very happy to share your ideas. Thank you so much. Yep, I think that's all points are matching. But let's go further and learn what Wikipedia or Mike Wiking tell us about this concept. We have discussed already that Hygge came to us from Denmark, but the word itself, Hygge, is Norwegian. It was born in the beginning of 19th century, so very, very far long ago. But still, we do not know exactly from which culture, from which Scandinavian language, maybe German language it came, because there are different variants. For example, hugge, to calm, hug, to embrace, hugger, mood, or hygge, as we have, as you see it on the slide, well-being. Because can we truly translate this word? It's a question, because it's a very difficult one. But if we agree that we can translate it directly to any language, the most matching word for Hygge will be well-being. And I'm very happy that I have a possibility to speak about well-being during Well-being Academy sessions. But what most important about Hygge is the fact, as you know, one of the greatest philosophers of our time said, Winnie the Pooh, it's very difficult sometimes to spell the emotion. You need to feel it. And the same deals with Hygge. We may even do not exactly know how to pronounce Hygge, how to spell Hygge, its origins, but still we need to feel it. And this is the most important thing there. So let's turn to another slide. I see in the chat another point, that it is coziness, and I totally agree with you, because everything cozy equals Hygge. It's the simplest way to understand what this concept is. So let's turn to some ideas which Mike Wiking, the author of this book, and also the head of Happiness Institution in Denmark, brings us. So here we can see that it is the art of creating intimacy. It is coziness of the soul. It's taking pleasure from the presence, cozy togetherness, and maybe the simplest one, but which can give us a true picture what Hygge is cacao by candlelight. I really like this idea. So that is all about Hygge, and I hope that you become more closer to this concept and this idea. But I would like to tell you more. I would like to tell you about Hygge manifesto. Yes, it has its personal manifesto. It consists of different parts. Let's have a look on them. It's, of course, atmosphere. And it's all in our hands. We can create an atmosphere easily by some tips and tricks about which we're going to speak a little bit later. Hygge is about presence. It's about being right here, right now, and to feel, this power of moment of now. It's about putting off your phone and forgetting about, these work messengers, to close Outlook and to be here with your friends, relatives, or just on your own, just your personal time and enjoying it. Of course, it's about pleasure. I think it's very simple. It's connected with anything you like, anything that make you feel comfortable, happy, and cozy at this moment. Equality maybe is one of the most interesting points there because, while we are spending these Hygge evenings with our friends, relatives, we should feel very comfortable and we do not need to compete. We do not need to show off something because we all are equal. We should not argue about something. We should also put off different controversial topics. We are equal and we should understand that we are loved as we are. So anything shouldn't be added to this atmosphere. Gratitude. I think that we all get acquainted with gratitude even due to our company's policy because we put a lot of attention to recognition, and it's very important in our professional sphere and as well as in our sphere of personal relationships. So be grateful for your life, for the moment, for everything what's going on because, this life is given once. Harmony, comfort, togetherness, it's all connected with Hygge. So I think that it's enough with theory, because you all got involved into this Hygge atmosphere. And now I invite you to be my guests. And I'm very happy if you can be my true guests and to enjoy, my home atmosphere. And we will go step by step together and create this special Hygge atmosphere at our homes. And what is important here, and I would like to pay attention to this, that all the photos, all the pictures, all the shoots that you are going to see in this presentation, they are not taken from, free internet resources. They are my personal ones. They are ones that I have shot by myself with my telephone, with my mobile phone, with my camera. And why do I pay attention to this? Because for me, it's very easy to take some inspiration pictures from, Pinterest, to put them into the slides and to tell you, okay, this is Hygge, okay, do like this and everything will be okay. For me, it's important because by this fact, I invite you to my home, and also I show you that if I can, you also can. It's very easy. And I also want to create, this atmosphere, and it's about the trust, which we have discussed previously. You can trust me because you will see all these Hygge evenings and Hygge atmosphere on these pictures. And I think that you will get inspired and try to create the same at your homes. So let's go. Just turn off the light. It will be our first step. Because, of course, candles. No recipe for Hygge is complete without candles. It's a very interesting fact that in Danish language there is a word which is pronounced, I'm sorry if I'm mistaken, lusesluker, which means spoilsport, someone who spoils something. So, and if we translate this lusesluker directly, it will be the one who puts out the candles. So the one who put out the candles equals the one who spoils something. Yep, candles is a very important step for creating Hygge atmosphere. And Danish even called candles living lights. You know how it sounds? Very, very, very cozy. And if we turn to some statistics, we will see that more than half of Danes light candles almost every day during autumn and winter, and only 4% say they never light candles, according to the survey. And there are more numbers. 28% of Danes light up at once more than 5 candles. So they would like... The more candles, the better. And here on this picture, you can see my collection. Of course, it's just a very, very small part of these candles. And here comes the story. Many years ago, during my school years, it was a tradition to give each other a candle as a gift for Christmas, for happy birthday, for any party. Maybe because it was rather cheap, and as a schoolgirl, we have not got a lot of pocket money. And that period, I did not have idea what should I do with all these candles. I just collect them on the dusty shelf, and I was thinking, do I need some special occasion to burn them, or what should I do with them? I have no idea. And then I understood that there is no special occasion. We can create it by ourselves. And by lighting the candle, the just ordinary evening, ordinary dinner, ordinary day may become very special. So, and now I light up candles without any reason. Even during my meetings, during work hours, just near my book. And, they really contribute to this special atmosphere. And I have a very large collection of them. There are handmade by some artists, handmade by my friends, as well as cheapest from market. And it doesn't matter. Just try and you will find it very special. But very important moment here. If you have pets or small children, of course, it's not safe to leave them in the room with these light candles. That's why I will give you another idea how we can not spoil the moment, but still have these lights. It can be just imitators of these candles, which are rechargeable and work from batteries. They are very similar to the real ones because they have the special form, they have this light, they also have, this movement of fire and even shadows. So just try it, or just small bulbs, like on the picture with my kitty. Also very, very nice idea it can be. And if you would like to find maybe some special candle, I will advise you one with wooden wick. With wooden wick, yep, you got it. Because it gives us, very special sound of cracking campfire. So just try it. We go further, and another important step for creating Hygge atmosphere is lamps. I think it's rather simple, and here my only piece of advice maybe will be just turn off this big ceiling light, because it steals the intimacy, while there are too many lightning around you. Maybe just put, simple sources of lights to different corners, to the table, and of course, LED lights, which were usually used for Christmas, can be also a great idea. Once I've put them on the window, maybe 2 years ago, I haven't put them off for 2 years. And it's absolutely okay. You can see them on the window right behind my back. And you can try it. Maybe January comes and do not put it off. Try to leave them on the window and you will enjoy the atmosphere. Why should we just leave it for Christmas only? Why shouldn't we use it all year round? I think it will be very, very nice idea. So, and we are going further. And here comes maybe one of my most favorite steps for creating Hygge, because it is connected with food and drink. Here you can see some of my pictures, my cooking attempts to create something. I am fond of food photography, not a professional, just an amateur. Here I should say important idea that Hygge is about being kind to yourself, giving yourself a treat, and giving yourself and each other break from demands of healthy living. Unfortunately or fortunately, Hygge is not connected with, healthy food, because it's about cakes, chocolate, cocoa, coffee. It's all Hyggelish. Hyggelicht is an adjective for a noun Hygge. It's produced from this noun. And we can't say the same about cabbage salad or carrot sticks, for example. They are not Hyggelicht, but still it depends on the way you serve it, maybe. And here is another important point: homemade bakery and slow food. If you ask me what I think the best flavor of Hygge is, I will tell you homemade bakery, cinnabons, or cake with cinnamon, something like this. It's the best flavor, I think, for Hygge house or Hygge home. And another important point here is not only connected with the process of cooking while you do something by your hands. Of course, anything handmade or homemade is totally about Hygge, but sharing the moment with someone else is even more about Hygge. And when food deals with sharing, it's very important, because while you're cooking together with your friends, you just speaking, smiling, say something funny, and watching as, for example, I don't know, some sauce is bubbling in the pan, or, for example, cakes became more higher and higher in the oven. It's a very special moment, and you are just waiting the moment when you can taste it. And of course, slow food. I think it's about Hygge, because of this very long process when you put your soul into the product. Because firstly, you picking up berries, then you make the jam, then you put this jam into the jars, then you wait until the moment you can open this jar and take this spoon of strawberry jam, and I becoming hungry. I'm becoming more hungry and hungry right now. So if you have an opportunity to make a coffee or cocoa right now, please do it. Let's have, some kind of fika. Fika is another Scandinavian concept of, art of having a break. Just put off all the tasks, deadlines, something else, and have this personal time with a piece of cake and cup of coffee. Let us be this webinar a fika for all of us. And let's go further while we are not too hungry to continue. Hygge is also about closeness. And here I'd like to stop and ask all the introverts, please do not drop from the call. Stay with us, because there also will be some points for you, because Hygge is not only about people, but still, meeting with friends is very important here, because the Danish recipe for happiness is quite simple. Try to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Time spent with other people is an important part of Hygge, and a very important ingredient for making this atmosphere. You can see on the slide, 78% of Danes meet at least once a week with friends, family, or colleagues outside of work. And 60% of Danes believe that the best company for Hygge is 3 or 4 people. Here I can say that I'm a happy person, and I have meetings with my friends at least once a week. If we have an opportunity, we try to meet each other more often. It doesn't mean that we have, these nosy parties. We can just spend time together in silence. Someone will be reading a book and someone will be cooking. It's all about this intimacy, atmosphere, and shareness. And I understand that it may be a little bit harder for families with children, who are involved in their parentship. But I wish you to have these, special evenings with your close people as often as you can. So let's go further. And do you remember, I have told you several slides ago that Hygge is about presence, and I ask you to put off the phones. But there is an exception. You can leave your phone for a very special reason, to capture the moment, to make a photo. Because collect these moments, collect these pictures is also very about Hygge, because while you rewatch them, you just turn to this photo album, you can be lifted up with emotions and bring special atmosphere once again, while you start feeling the same emotions as you have been feeling in the special moment. So here I have a tradition. I have collecting the photos of my friends, of some family meetings, anything during the year. And then for Christmas, I print these photos, collect them into photo album, or just print and put them in the Christmas box gift, and give it to my friends and family members. And you know that you may put anything to this box. MacBook, iPhone, golden watch, anything. photos will be the most valuable present because they're about these happy moments during the year. And I think that this year they are also waiting for such kind of a present. So I need to research all my collections and make it. Please try it and you will see how it will be valuable for your relatives and friends. Clothing. I don't want to put much attention here because I think it's very simple. Clothing should be in Hygge lifestyle. Should be casual, simple, comfortable. High heels maybe are not about Hygge, but anything that make you feel cozy and comfortable can be used here. So I think it's very simple. We can move further. We have discussed together different points of how to bring Hygge into our home. Yep. Oh, sorry. Some strange things may happen. Okay. Yeah, I became too emotional while speaking, about the topic, which brings me so high emotionally that I cannot control my hands right now. So I will try to control them, not to got in the same situation further. So we are speaking about home, and home is a Hygge headquarters. Why so? Maybe because for Danes, restaurants and cafes, maybe too fashion, some kind of this, not Hygge. And at home, you set up all the rules. So you choose the design, you choose the decoration, you choose, the atmosphere, all these items, and you may create this Hygge atmosphere. So I think that anyone understands what is this famous Scandi home, Scandi interior design. It's about simpleness, it's about comfort, it's about functionality, about some ornaments, cushions, blankets, because it's very difficult, to refresh your design each season by removing your sofa or armchair. But just choose another cushion, for example, with another color, and your room will be different. So it will be the main idea here. And here we go and can see, some tips and tricks how to create this Hygge atmosphere at our houses, at our homes. I really enjoy this word that can be translated from Danish language, Hygge krok. It's a cozy corner where you can sit with a book and a cup of tea. It can be, placed by the window. It can be just an armchair in the corner where you can spend time on your own, just being your personal thoughts. I think that anyone needs this Hygge krok at their homes. Of course, ceramics. Its favorite mug, handmade plates, asymmetric bowls, and nice teapot. Here, I would like to share with you some fact about me. I don't have two equal plates or two equal mugs in my collection. They're all different. Maybe because it's of my hobby, food photography, because I need different photos with different plates, different mugs. But still, I don't like, these large sets of equal 12 white plates. It's boring somehow. And I really see one day that they are all matching by themselves. So just try. If you don't need this all large set, it's okay. You can choose the one plate that you really like and admire. Think tactile. It's another point. It's all about natural elements, things made of wood. As I saw in the chat, there was an idea about this. Yep, I think Katya wrote white color, natural texture. Yes, it's all about this, something natural, something that may be brought, from nature, from forest. For example, some branch of Christmas tree, or it's anything that you can touch and feel pleasant. Vintage blankets, cushions, I have told you more about this already, that it can be anything that make you feel warm and cozy. And of course, fireplace. Important fact that the fireplace in the book written by Mike Wiking was put on the first place. Fireplace was in the top of the list how to create Hygge house. But still I understand that we all live most of us live in flats, and we have no such an opportunity to create a fireplace. So here we can improvise. I would go to previous slide, and here you can see how I use 80% of my TV set. Just YouTube, fireplace, 24 hours, high quality, and let's go. Campfire or fireplace, anything. And it also contributes to this cozy atmosphere. So you can improvise here. I think it's also very simple. Just try and you will see how much atmosphere it can bring. So for the first sight, it may seem that Hygge is connected only with home in some interior places, but still Hygge can be produced and outside the home, because it's all about closeness to nature. It's about being in the present moment while you're walking in the forest or just walking around the city with the music in your headphones and thinking about some important ideas for you. It's all about Hygge also. Hygge during office hours, it's also very easy. Most of us are working from homes, and here you have all the possibilities to create the atmosphere. And what concerns office places, just bring something that will remind you about Hygge to your place. And I think it can also be done very easily. Hygge is outside, and our main idea is to catch it and is to admit it. It's always around us. We just need to look more wider and catch the moment. And Hygge is also all year round concept, because it is connected with any weather, any place, anything. For example, Perseid meteor shower in summer, very Hygge-lich. Mushroom foraging in the autumn, also spring hiking. And also there are very, very simple steps to bring Hygge to any company or to your place. Board games, for example, very easy. Also can create special atmosphere. You can set up mini library with your favorite books. Outdoor movies, hobbies, enjoyed creativity. Here I would like to pay attention that it also connects with two important points. It's about hobbies and creativity, because anything made by your hands with your soul is about Hygge. But another important word here is joint. As we have discussed, Hygge is about sharing. Create something with your friends is very important. But still, for introverts, personal time is also about Hygge. You can just take a book, take a cup of coffee, sit into your Hygge krok, as we have learned, to this comfortable armchair, and spend perfect time on your own. And enjoy the moment and enjoy the life. It also will be about Hygge. And as we have discussed right now, there are Hygge all year round ideas, and maybe the most Hygge-lich time of the year is Christmas and New Year, of course. Why? I think the answer is very simple here, because all these Christmas decorations, Christmas lights, Christmas presents, making them by ourselves or wrap them in, into this beautiful paper. It's all about Hygge also. But we spend 2 weeks in a year for this. Why shouldn't we take all the best from Christmas and travel with it during the whole year? Because as I have advised you, you do not put LED lights from the window for the whole year, or just drink this cocoa with a marshmallow anytime you want. So yeah, Christmas is the most Hygge-lich time, but it's all in our hands to take the best to another seasons. And I think it will be very nice idea. Just try it. So let's go further. And here we comes to Hygge emergency kit. Well, I have some questions in Q&A session, which were posted, several days before the meeting. And there were very, very interesting questions there. Just a moment, I'm going to read it from Vasily. What pieces of advice to adapt in Hygge at the mobile or normal living stages? Very nice question. I think it's very relevant, because many of us travel nowadays a lot, relocate from country to country. We, have to choose different places for living. And here the answer that this Hygge emergency kit may help. It's some it may be box, anything, but it may contain some points which are connected with Hygge and which are not very big stuff. So you can easily take it with you anywhere or buy it in the shop nearby the place you have settled down, for example. Of course, it's candles. We cannot speak about Hygge without candles. It's the most important point here. Pair of woolen socks I can also put here. And if they are knitted by, your grandma or some relatives or friends, they will bring you to happy memories and happy emotions. Nice blanket. It's also very easy. Favorite tea, coffee, cacao, chocolates. Also very easy. It's just about the moment. And once again, photo album. If you have an opportunity to take a photo album with you wherever you go, maybe it can create for you this happy Hygge atmosphere. I hope that I have answered this question fully. If you have some ideas, you can also put them easily into the chat and we will discuss it later, because there are some other questions which I would like to answer. So let's go further. And I think that many points have been discussed already. And we come to some pieces of advice what we can try today. So if you have seen already, this is very simple concept of life, of simple steps, simple points that can be do artificially for the first time, but then they become, you become used to them. And what can I advise you? To read, of course, this very nice book, Little Book of Hygge by Wiking. We have discussed a lot from this book, but I think that you will find there more and very nice pictures. And, it's so sorry, pleasant to touch it even. And other books of Scandinavian philosophy of life, Lagom, Sisu, Friluftsliv, different books, very, very nice, very interesting. What is interesting about Friluftsliv is that it's opposite to Hygge home. It's about, nature, outside activities. And of course, take some Instagram and Pinterest inspiration, because it's normal to copy from the very beginning, and then you'll have an opportunity to do it by yourself. Oh, sorry, I need a little cup of water right now, sorry. The most wonderful time of the year is also the most special time for catch some cold or some illness. Please be safe and sound. Stay safe. It's very important. So that's all. I hope that you have enjoyed this time together. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, I will be very happy to answer them. I already have some questions which Vasily put to the Q&A session before our meeting, and I would like to answer them. For example, what principles and rules are for gifting in Hygge? I think it's very easy. You also have an idea now. It can be connected with candles. It can be connected with anything that you have done by your own hands. For example, a little jar of jam, ginger, bread or cake, anything. So it's all about Hygge. Or just give the book of Hygge. It will be very Hyggelish present to someone to get involved into this atmosphere. So another question, are there life after Hygge? A very interesting one. I would like to answer here, also in a very philosophical way. Hygge is life. Maybe there is no something before or after. Hygge is life. Okay? So another question. How Hygge has used and adapted in cultures and countries besides the origins? Oh, it's also a very interesting question. We have discussed today, practical part of Hygge, practical steps of how to, create something, but still, we haven't discussed a lot about theoretical part. And here I can mention that about theoretical, I can advise you another very interesting book. It's The Atlas of Happiness by Helen Russell. It described different concepts of happiness in different countries. Here we can name Gemütlichkeit in Germany. Here we can name Wabi-sabi in Japan, and friluftsliv, which we have earlier discussed, in Norway. So there are a lot of different concepts of happiness, and if you are interested in this, I really advise you this book to learn this about the world. It's very, very interesting. So I would like to turn once again to the chat. So I see no questions here. And I think that we have covered the topic fully. And my wish for you is just to try to bring this Hygge atmosphere to your homes and houses. It's very easy. Please light up candle today's evening, and you will see how everything is going a little bit better. Of course, we are living in a difficult time right now, and that's why we need to create these happy moments by our own hands. So share the best moments with the people you love, and what is more important, not more, but the same important, with the people you are loved by. And I hope that you will spend your happy holidays, your Christmas holidays, in nice mood, in Hygge atmosphere. And thank you for joining us today. I'm very happy that I have an opportunity to share my ideas, to share a piece of my soul with you, a piece of my home with you. Thank you for being my guests. Thank you for sharing this moment. It's all about Hygge. Thank you once again. Thank you, and no questions, so not to lose someone. Thank you once again. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.